What's up, everybody? This is you're gonna be playing on Eternity today. My monk. Gonna be bringing you a little bit more insight into the basic mechanics and skills of monks. This is last time I made a video. I was level 20 on this monk. I'm only level 25 now, which there's I mean at least a decent amount of skills from level 20 to 25. But I've really been focused on getting my Death Knight first of all to level 90, then getting all my honor gear, and I've been playing around on BGs and RBGs and arenas trying to decide what comp I'm gonna run, all that kind of stuff. But but that's all done now. I got all the honor gear. It's just gonna be getting my conquest and trying to grind it to 2200 to get my weapons and stuff. So I'm gonna have more time for stuff like this, and I have an idea for a series that I might be starting. I still got to do some reading on it, but anyways, we're gonna jump right into this here. And one of the first skills I'm going to talk about is Legacy of the Emperor. 50 energy, 40 yard range, instant. You extol the words of the last emperor, increasing strength, agility, and intellect by 5%. So this is basically just cut and dry. This is the monk's raid buff. Use it, get that little bell over your head, and everybody in the party will. You see you get your little buff here, strength, agility, and intellect increased by 5%. So that's pretty straightforward. And then we have Fortifying Brew, which is going to be one of your defensive cooldowns. Turns your skin to stone, increasing your health by 20% and reducing damage taken by 20%. Lasts 20 seconds, 3-minute cooldown. So basically, what your dude's going to do, he's going to drink this little elixir, and it's going to increase his health and decrease damage done to him. So I'm just going to stand here, and you're going to watch up in the top left corner and see the kind of numbers he's hitting. And then also pay attention to what my max health is. Let him hit me for a little bit more so you get a couple ideas. Ooh, a big crit, big crit. Anyways, gonna drink. You see my little dude gets a little bigger. It almost looks like the stone form animation, but you pay attention up here. My health's gone up to 1.9k, and the numbers he's doing are just a little bit lower. So it's not really something. And there you go. His big crit was an 86 instead of a 129. But you can kind of, as far as like with how this is going to scale and everything, it'll be different, I'm sure, in arenas and stuff like that. Once you're at max level, I'm sure it'll make a bigger difference, but just right now it's just too low. So while I'm eating and getting my health back from standing there and letting him hit me, I'm gonna start going into the next skill here. Next we have Touch of Death. Now this is one that's been a little controversial, I guess, in the WoW community. 3 chi, 1.5 minute cooldown, instant. You exploit the enemy target's weakest point, instantly killing them. Only usable on non-player targets who have equal or less health than you. And when I first saw this skill, I was just like, well, you know, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not like you can kill a boss with it or anything. It's just going to be a mob that has your health or lower. You can get an instant kill every 1.5 minutes. Like that's not really a big deal. That's just more of a gimmick than it is an actual skill. But part of the problem that I have, and where some of the skepticism and arguments in the community comes from, is I guess when monks get their PvP gear, their 4-set allows them to use Touch of Death in PvP as long as the target is below 10% health. And the problem I have with that, and it's not like a huge like, oh my gosh, take this out of the game problem, but the kind of problem I have with that is, like, you look at other kind of execute-esque abilities like that, like Execute and the DK Soul Reaper and that kind of stuff. Like, that stuff that if you play your cards right and like with your cooldowns and your if your healer's paying attention, doing the right thing, like you can heal through that as long as you're not getting too much pressure. Like, it's still possible to survive it as long as you do the right things. Whereas with Touch of Death, it's just a flat out, like, you can't do anything about it. So the reason I have a problem with that is, like, instead of making it like I've brought you from 100% to 0%, you die, I win. This is saying, well, I only have to take you down to 10% and then you'll die and I win, which is just kind of, I guess, cheap I guess. I don't know. I mean, you don't see that many monks in arenas, at least yet. At least in the Cyclone battle group. So I don't know. I haven't really gotten a chance to see how much of a game changer it's going to be, but it's just something I'm kind of skeptical about. But enough of my bitching. Then next we have Touch of Karma, which 2 chi, 1.5 minute cooldown. This one's kind of cool. All damage you take is redirected to the enemy target over 6 seconds instead of you. Damage cannot exceed your total health. Lasts for 10 seconds. So this is one. This is one I have seen in arenas in the few monk comps I've come up against. Is you'll see. I'll use it on this. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to use it on the raptor because I'm going to try to get him to put a dot on me so I can show you something. So, I'm going to attack this raptor, get my chi. I'm going to use Touch of Karma. You see the little thing go over his head, and then you'll see the effect for the damage, the effect for Touch of Karma, and then he also has his dot right here, 32 nature damage every 1 second, that also gets applied to him. So I think that's pretty cool, and you'll see that that lasted even after the initial Touch of Karma effect ended. So I thought that was kind of cool. But that's one of those things that you're gonna have to notice, and especially once you get to level 9 and doing arenas, timing your switches and everything. So if you're really laying into the monk, and the monk is slow, and then you see your that little symbol pop above your head, you know, oh geez, like I gotta switch off this guy, or I'm gonna, you know, kill myself or bring myself pretty low. So that's just that skill's, I think it's pretty cool. Definitely adds some thinking to the game. Gives monks a little subtle kind of edge. And then the last one between 20 to 25 is Swift Reflexes. It's a passive skill. Increases your chance to parry by 5%. Whenever you parry an attack, you reflexively strike back at the enemy for 11 to 15 damage. This effect has a 1 second cooldown. So basically, when you parry, getting ganked by a raptor. But anyways, basically, and here we go, Touch of Death. See, that's just kind of, I don't know about that. But so basically, every time you parry, you're gonna do a little, I guess, little jab, little auto attack that will hit them for, which right now doesn't seem like a bunch, doesn't seem like a lot of damage, but I'm sure it adds up. Especially, I'm gonna go into just a couple of the glyphs that. 25, obviously you get your glyphs. There's a couple glyphs I was looking at, haven't really been paying attention to them. That's probably what my next video is going to be, is when I hit 30 I'll be going over the tier 2 talents and the glyphs, so stay tuned for that. But Fists of Fury that's the one that kind of brought me into this. When channeling Fists of Fury, your parry chance is increased by 100%. So basically, while you're doing Fist of Fury, you're going to parry everything. Like, you're not going to get hit. And with that, also, we go back to the Swift Reflexes, where whenever you parry an attack, you reflexively strike back at the enemy for 11 to 15 damage. So those two kind of go hand in hand and help each other out. So whenever you do Fists of Fury, obviously in my last video you saw it's kind of like a AoE stun slash mini burst move, and that's just going to add to the burst to it. If someone, like, let's say you start using Fist of Fury on their healer, so you're stunning their healer while doing damage, and then their warrior or whatever comes over and starts attacking you. You're going to parry everything they're doing to you, and at the same time you're going to be doing some auto attacks to that warrior, which I don't know how much at max level that's going to add up, but still, it's pretty cool. And we got Fortifying Brew. Your Fortifying Brew reduces damage taken by additional 5%, but increases your health by 10% rather than 20%. I could see myself taking this one just because I'm used to, with DK's Icebound Fortitude, I'm used to my defensive cooldown only giving me 20% to begin with. So 25% and 10% health. I mean, that doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me, but then again, I don't play monks, so we'll see. We have Retreat. This is going to be good for PvE. When you roll or chi torpedo, all threat is temporarily reduced for 10 seconds. So I could see this being good for Mistweaver monks. Like if the healer starts pulling aggro, can just roll your chi torpedo away and get some aggro off you. And we have sparring. This, I could see this being pretty good. While sparring, you have a 5% chance to deflect spells from attackers in front of you. So not only deflecting, um, and parrying auto attacks and melee attacks, but deflecting spells. I could see that being big. Touch of Death no longer has, I haven't even looked at this one. Touch of Death no longer has a chi cost, but the cooldown is increased by 2 minutes. Yeah, I just don't, I don't know about that skill. Some minor glyphs. Blackout Kick. Blackout Kick always deals 20% additional damage over 4 seconds, regardless of positioning, but you're unable to trigger the healing effect. So like in my last video I was talking about with Blackout Kick, if you're in front, you deal a dot of 20% of the damage over 4 seconds. If you are, if you're behind, you deal an additional 20% damage for 4 seconds. If you're in front, you get healed for 20% of the damage done. So basically what that glyph does is you don't get healed, but wherever you go, you're going to trigger that dot. But that's enough of this for now. I'll get into that more when I do some more reading on it and when I actually get up to that level. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this. I actually made this video kind of not really on a whim. I had been planning it for a while, but somebody had said that they liked my other 2 monk videos, so that's kind of what's going to kind of drive me to do all this extra stuff. I mean, obviously when I do the DK, the arena vids and stuff like that, just working on getting the comp together and everything. I actually have some footage I need to shift through to get that up. But like you guys want to see stuff, let me know and it'll go up. But until then, this is 20 to 25 monk, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Take it easy.